Hi everyone, my name is Ivy Carroll. I am here today to talk to you on how to save on back to school. I am excited about this topic because I am a saver myself and I love to save. I love to save every penny I have got, and saving is something that I enjoy much. So I hope I share my little knowledge with you guys. Some of you might know these tips and you're already applying it to your day-to-day activities or your day-to-day life. That is great. If you've got any comments or you've got any method that helps you to save for your family, please feel free to share below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please feel free also to share this video with your friends, your girlfriends, daddies, mummies, everyone. Okay, so back to the topic. How do we save, or how can we save on back to school? We all know that going back to school is a crucial time for we parents because we've got so many on hand. We've got bills to pay, we've got grocery, we've got feeding, many mouths to feed, and yet we need to make our kids look presentable on this day. Well, this is what I want to tell you. You don't have to spend a lot of money to make your kids smart. So let's go back on the checklist. First thing that you need to do is go through your wardrobe. Go through your wardrobe as try to find out what the kids need. Make a checklist. Okay? By so doing, that helps you to save massively on back to school because you know what your kids need, what they might need. Sometimes you realize that they've got shoes, they've got appropriate shoes, they've got some panties, they've got some socks. All they need is tights, or all they need is a jumper, a school jumper, or they need is a jacket, whatsoever, or what they need is a water bottle. So just go through their school wardrobe, the things that they go to school with, and get them ready. Sometimes all you need to do is just wash that uniform, just iron it nicely, and they're back into it again. It will amaze you to find out that on that first day you put your kids up for the school, they look so smart, and they come back and you're like, man, what happened in school? That is children for you. They go to school, they are excited, they are playing. Also, because of this thing that I learned over the week, when my kids were going first day in school, I tried to put my eyes down to see if really all the kids were in new clothes, or all the kids they were in new clothes basically. And it came to my realization that all the kids looked very beautiful, and yet some of them had their previous shoes on, some of them had old shoes on, and some of them had old school bags on. And it was amazing. Someone like my daughter, my first girl, had her old school bag on, and she looked smart on the first day. She looked smart when she entered the school, but when she came back, it was a whole different story. So please, how to save on back to school is go through their wardrobe, see what they need, and write them down, so that when you go to the shop, you don't tend to spend more than they need, because sometimes it tends to be unnecessary, really. 2, shorts. I'll just keep the short. Just shop and keep. I have named this shop and keep because sometimes you go to the shop and they're making an insane sales. I love sales, and I'll say it again, I love sales. You go to the shop and they're doing insane sales, but sometimes these sales are not in the age group of your kids. They are much older. For instance, you've seen a dress that is maybe in a higher group. Your child is maybe 9 to 8, and this dress is actually 10 to 11. If you can afford it, why don't you buy it and keep it? Sometimes you'll be surprised that you can use this as a gift as well. So shop and keep. It's really a way to help parents to save money on back to school, because you'll be surprised that some things that you've bought previous years can be useful this year, and some things you buy this year can be useful next year. And the third tip I have got is buy clothes that your kids will grow into them, or shoes that your kids will grow into them. Something like maybe your son or your daughter wears size 10, why don't you do it 10 and a half? Okay, so that they can grow into it. But sometimes when you buy exactly size 10 for them, or maybe 11, sometimes it depends on the way the shoe is. Sometimes when the shoe is buckled, 11 will be appropriate for them. Not too big, not something that their feet will be coming out of it. And that is another story. I can show you on how you could put a bigger shoe on that could fit rightly. That is another story for another day. So another thing that will help you to save money is buy items for your kids that they can grow into them. And finally, sales. What am I saying? Sometimes you've got the money, why don't you keep the money for sales? Remember, this high streets, they've done all the sales to sorry, I said sales. They've done all this adverts on going back to school, how parents should shop. After a few weeks, after the kids are back in school, they do sales on the same items and they reduce the items further. So why don't you take an opportunity on that time to buy the dresses or the school uniform or the water bottle for the next year or the next term? So 4 things that you need to put into consideration that will help you to save money. First of all is check your kids' wardrobe, the things that will need, list the things that they might need. That will help you to save a lot of money. You'll be amazed to know the things that your kids have. This only does not apply to their school uniforms, but also to church clothes, to outing clothes, to house dresses. Also, remember to recycle. You can pass on from one child to the other if it's in good shape. Secondly, shop and keep. Remember that some of the shop do insane sales and maybe the sizes are much bigger than your kid's size. You can shop them and keep them for future. Time flies so quick and you'll be surprised that in a year or 6 months time the kids will fit right into it. And my favorite part is buy clothes that they will grow into it, not clothes that will tighten them, clothes that they will grow into it. And the final one is sales. Remember that after back to school, all these high street shops, almost 90% is going to do sales on the same things they put out in the market before, and you take an opportunity of that as well. Thank you for listening to my video. Thank you. If you love this video, please, like I said earlier on, give me a thumbs up. If you've got any comments or any ideas you want to share with us as parents, your comments are always welcome. It's much appreciated. Thank you for listening to me. Like I said, I was going to keep this video as short as I could. I hope I did that. Until we meet again, remain blessed. Ciao.